It's Divine Sunshine coming to you with another channeled message. Two things this morning. I had woke up. I had seen a vision of a divine masculine laying down, and the same outline of the divine masculine with a light, enlightenment, outlining like his manhood. Um, this I remember me saying also that it was saying that until the divine masculine transforms himself and gets almost in alignment with, I guess in some ways, we would some of us say that angelic body, our light body, and get out of that manhood mentality, and really truly choose to put stock in, they were saying, more so the enlightenment or the light, or going towards the light instead of the shadow or the 3D or the 5D, he would not be able to ascend to go to the next level. So right now, what's going on with the divine masculine is helping him to get out of that 3D consciousness, or the 3D, the physicality of his body, of the, who I am, my identity, my persona is in my manhood, and getting more so into resonations of understanding the light, and truly becoming like the enlightenment, more enlightenment in our mind, getting in touch with your light body. As well. I know April Williams, she's pretty good at that. I know also Sean Barker, very good. Two people that can help you to resonate and how to get in touch with your light body and how to do things with that, in which you can also, as a divine feminine or a divine masculine trying to get in touch with your counterpart, they have exercises in which you can do, in which you use your light body to contact your divine counterpart. It's funny, today I was watching with my mom Pose, Pose. And in the storyline, there was a young lady today. This is my first time watching it, but it was about a young lady that had, it was a transexite and transgender. She changed over and she was a man into a woman. Went out to be a a model at a modeling agency, like one of the top modeling agency. I think they call it the Ford agency. And then when they found out who she was, they was like, you lied. You weren't very, you didn't practice fidelity and everything that you do. We know in the beginning we would have known, but because you did this, we're tearing up your contract, yada, yada, yada. She then proceeded to, tell her boyfriend. At the time of my understanding, I didn't know the storyline. He was a person who was selling, a drug dealer was out there, and she helped to save him. And in turn, I guess in some ways, he felt it was his need to save her. So he went on and said, you know what? I'm going to be your manager. I'm going to start at my own agency of, girls that are like you. And that we will, that is also transgender, have that. And so, again, they could be hired by these different agencies to do commercials or whatever, advertisements or whatever things that they have to do. And so, she went around. She didn't believe him. She like, ain't nobody gonna want me. Once they find out, it's over with. Da. So she kept on shooting him down. He said, I'm telling you, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna be your agent. I believe in you. He's like, he went around and tried to get other ones that could be able to sign on for him that was also transgender as well. And finally, he went and ended up going to the agency, the Ford agency, talked to the lady and saying, if you give me this chance, just give me, I will be her manager, and then I will, get her some gigs. And so she said, the lady was over and said, well, I'll give you 2 weeks. I'm going to give you a place. He sold himself really good, saying, how strong he was and how he believed in it, and that, he's going to practice fidelity and everything that he does. And then, long story short, he did get actually a gig for her over in Germany for some car company. And in doing that, she told him, she said, ain't nobody really believed in me. I've learned to not really put myself out there so much like that. When you like who I am, you learn how to hide yourself because everybody don't accept you for who you are. I've continuously got shot down, and when it comes to that and love and doing things, I was scared, but you helped me to believe in myself. And he told her in turn, because of that, you helped him pick me up, and you helped me to believe in myself too. And then at the end they proposed to each other at the same time and said that they wanted to never be parted from each other. She said, I don't never want to be parted from this love. I want to always be with this love because you believe in me. And she always told him, you got a beautiful heart, you just got a beautiful heart, you got a beautiful heart. And she told me at first she didn't think with his beautiful heart he's going to be able to survive in the world like this. And and he kept on telling, that's not really my thing. Is our thing is to change the world, which sounds like my thing. About that, just take one person. So my thing roundabout of why this is important, because I'm learning with us as divine feminists. I'm a divine feminist today, and they have pretty much told me that again. Unconditional love. My spiritual team and God said that we don't understand what unconditional love means. We think that we do, but it's really another terminology, another definition, or another layer to why it is that it is for unconditional love. Unconditional love means without conditions. That means that you love that person beyond what is being shown to you in the 3D. That means that if you feel that you want to have that connection with that person, no matter what the conditions that's going around that person, you have open access, or you are able to attain, that's if you want to that person, the other half. A lot of you, I'm failing, and I'm seeing here, according with also the energies that's going on. And again, I've warned you, other readers have warned you that it's going to get heavy. Yeah, I think some of y'all thought that we was just kind of playing about this plunging. And I was going to really plunge you up and get out all this stuff. Because you got to get rid of it. Again, I call it the 16 hefty bags. You cannot come to your divine counterparts with your 16 hefty bags. Okay? You've got to get rid of all that stuff. I practice what I preach. That's the same thing with me. You can't unconditional love. So again, when you're thinking about that, you have to believe in your other divine counterpart like it was imposed, no matter what the conditions are. That's hard. That's us believing in something that's unknown. Just like this light and electricity. We might not see it, but we know electricity is flowing because why? The light switch is on. Now that helps us to kind of believe electricity does exist. like the commercial I get said, Santa Claus do exist. Santa Claus, boom, and they fall out. Well, on this, you don't have trackers. I'm sorry to say, on this divine kind of journey, twin flame journey, that you can see. Oh, twin flames do exist. Oh, he does want to be with me. Boom. Okay. You don't have that. This is some of the reasons why we're in this position on this journey is because of us, as our belief system and our trust. I'm one of them. I say that as well as my too. But this is helping us to stretch ourselves beyond our own beliefs, beyond our seeing. This is where we really go by the good book, where it say faith by believing, not by sight. Okay, I put it in my own words, but you know what I'm saying. This is where the trust is, and regardless, that's why we tell you all to go ahead and do things on your own. Don't worry about what the other person is doing. I have to talk to myself. I have to, with me being the leader, I have to be hard on myself to tell myself, okay, you're in the lead. You've got to practice what you preach. You cannot go out there and say those things and then don't back it up with some type of integrity, or also, like he said, fidelity. I like that new word. is what you're doing. We have to practice and we have to trust. We've got to trust the process. We got to trust that what was promised to us is truly on its way. You know, like I tell Spirit all the time, I was teaching. I thought I was supposed to be with somebody else. I didn't think about this handsome, cute, handsome man, 6 feet. I wasn't even worried about that. I mean, I wasn't even thinking he was not the one that I was. But then when he showed me and I seen, I was sold. So now I'm looking at Spirit and saying, okay, what's happening with this? This is your idea. Although I know as a leader, higher self, I'm the one who already knew about this. This ain't no surprise. To the 3D self, it is. It's like, who is this? 50 self out. We already had this all planned. Okay, so I'm talking as a 3D self to my 50 self. Say, okay, and the powers that be in source and my guidance team, where you at? Because see, this is you that promised this. This ain't me. I wasn't gonna think about this day about this man. That wasn't even nowhere on my radar as a 3D being. So I have to also trust and believe, just like those in the show Pose. They both had to get to a point that they were ready. Both of them had vices. Both of them, she came from having a lot of hurt, a lot of turned down. Nobody understood her or accepted her for who she was, who she said she is, no matter, although the body had stated that she was a man, but she knew within her heart of hearts, no, it resonates. The energy that I carry is a feminine, a divine feminine, not a masculine. This is the illusion. This is not what I chose. This is not who I am. That's the same thing, just like we're looking at our counterpart, no matter how they're expressing, somewhere within them, they're saying the same thing, just like that character. This is not who I am. Just like the young man, he was very physical. Her thing was a spiritual warfare that she had. She had to wrestle with, who do I identify with? What energies do I resonate with? His was a warfare of being out there selling drugs. That's physical. That's almost just like the divine masculine. And we know that divine feminine avatars come in different shapes and sizes. We know that they don't always become in a woman's body. That avatar could be also housed in a man. So here's the divine masculine having that battle out there selling drugs, knowing that's not good for him now, and that's not really the way of life for him. He seems like he's in his core. He said he's always been a person that practiced with fidelity. Okay, well, if you out there selling drugs, is that fidelity? That's according to 3D world status. That's illegal. To your morality, that's illegal. That's wrong to the core. You're selling something that can potentially kill somebody, or it can corrupt them or mess them up medically. There goes the two scenarios right there. Of the plight of the divine mask and what he goes through, that 3D stuff, and the plight of the divine feminine. Who am I? Who do I identify with? Do I identify with everybody? Look at the playground experience, the lies that the divine feminine tells. Very good stuff in there. And we're going to have a Q&A this Friday. And starting at 5:30 p.m. Central Time and 6:30 Eastern Time this Friday. Unconditional love. That means I love you beyond the mess. I love you beyond you being with that karmic situation or your third party situation. Unconditional. I still love and I still trust in source to bring me this person. In the meantime, I'm going to work on myself until then. Because if I'm honest with myself and I'm not telling the lies like we tell ourselves, there's still some work to be done. How do we know? Because he ain't showed up yet. Now, you don't have to be 100% cured or 100% there. Again, I told you at least 80% together. I go by Stelwood Twin Flame All Stars. He said, Kurt says with that, the thing is, does it resonate? Is it all right in your soul? That I agree. You got to get to the point that if you sit down, would you marry yourself? Would you be with yourself? You know you got some little quirks. They say, if anybody stay with me 24/7, if I was in the big brother's house with myself and I would clone myself, I might go out that damn house running from my own self. Well, guess what? You ain't running. You ain't ready. You're not ready. And guess what? Like Spirit said, and you can't run. You can't hide for yourself. You've got to deal with this stuff, people. These new waivers that's coming on, it ain't got nothing to do, excuse me, with my heart chakra. Has nothing to do with your divine counterpart. It's about you. You feeling all right with yourself. That when it gets to a point, things don't trigger you as much. I seen something on my YouTube page. I know time, that's how I know I'm growing. It was in regards to somebody else about what was said. And I know if I had seen that a long time ago, say, oh, it would trigger me. Say, oh my God, is that for me and my divine master? Now that ain't got nothing to do with me. That's their issue of what's going on with that. But just me seeing that will make me start doing a comparison check about, oh my God, well maybe that could happen to me too soon. I seen it for once. I was like, okay, that's nice. That ain't my story. You got to get to a point, people. We unearthing these things. Go with the flow. Feel them when they come. Let it flow through you. Address them if you have to. Let's say, wait a sec, stop. Let's address that and let's get rid of that for good. Let's sit down and let's really get to the heart of the matter of what is this that is being shown to me. That's for the divine masculine and that's for the divine feminine. That's both ways. This time is you got to start looking at it as a blessing. I'm going to keep on saying that. And I seen somebody saying, well, our north nodes was changing on May 5th. And I kept on saying May 5th something was going to happen. I've been saying that since January. And I didn't know it was the planetary shift. So I'm not into astrology. I respect it. I don't study it as much. But I know that it has an influence. Rather, some people believe in it or not. And I've been telling you all along about these different days. To this day, and I said this back there when we had the thing with Jupiter 11, the 411 in April. Again, May was trying it out. This month, I told you we getting rid of, April was trying out. I told you we getting rid of those things that no longer serve. I ain't reading no astrological charts. I said that at the 411 event. And then here comes the planetary shifts that's coming along with Jupiter, Pluto, and Venus. I'm about to say, and Mars, where Mars is in there. Like bears, tigers, and lions, oh my. All of them coming here. This is the time to get serious and to get rid of all this stuff. Stuff is going to be coming at you left and right. It is how you handle it. I hear Dad say, it's how you handle it that's going to make the difference. You're going to let it flow and let it go. That's like today. I woke up. My dog had threw up. And we have, most of the time in the schools, we do the remote learning on Google Meets. Most of the time I try to dress up and look nice for them. And then I was like, you know what? I ain't even going to get upset about it. Just take this as a time to say, thank you, God. I can hit the video, turn it off, and all they hear is my voice. They don't know I'm still in my pajamas, ain't brushed my teeth, ain't wiped my behind, ain't did nothing. Yeah. But I still could do my job. And I was like, well, just thank God for that. And I just went on ahead and it was okay with that. All right, like didn't miss a beat. They wouldn't know what was going on my end. I was like, just forget it. I'm just learning now. Right now to go with the flow. Okay, we're not going this way. Okay, what's another way alternative you're going to show me today, universe? You've got to also, as us as light workers, be able to decipher and discern what energies are yours and what energies are not yours right now that you're doing, and what things are coming at you. You have to remember again when you're getting close to the finish line, things happen. Just as a runner, you get your stamina. I think they say it's a point. And when it's like you hit a wall, it looked like I remember this kind of right. They's doing some kind of HBO thing. You're running You know, your mind start talking to you once you get close. You've been at that, like that Iron Man's race, I think, marathon. You know, it gets to talking to you. No, I can't do it no more, you know. I don't know. Maybe I just go ahead and just sit over here on the side here real quick and just forget it. And, you know, and it's all that. I think they say the mind start doing, then the body start breaking down. Either the body breaks down first and then the mind comes next, because you got mind over matter. Use that last thing. Once that kind of hit, that's when you got to start doing the talking. Okay, we can't let go. I don't care what it is. We gonna get love at the end of this some kind of way. I don't know who's gonna show up, but I know I'm doing the work, and I sure enough know I'm gonna be rewarded for what I'm doing. So, you know, I want the divine masculine, the divine feminine to be there at the end. I'm doing the work, and if they part of me, I expect for them, I don't know what time, to be there at the finish line with me. I don't know when it's going to be. In the meantime, I still know it's some things I could be working on. I could be establishing. Could be creating in the meantime. That's what patience is before. I keep telling you all this, and I'm going to keep on repeating this over again, like April said, repetition, because again, you ain't got it. Now I see what my minister, she was female, metaphysics teacher, Dr. Johnny Coleman. I was like, why she keep on, when I was young, why she keep on repeating the same thing over again? We got it. No, you ain't got it. Now I see. No, you ain't got it. You ain't got it. Because we shouldn't be hitting no panicky. We already told you. So that means buckle up, put the helmet on, put your teeth guard on, and let's go ahead and let's go and ride right on through this whatever storm that's been called on these towers, or whatever way you got to do it. We're not going to look at it in negative thing, but we know we've got to learn the lessons to help us to shift and to change. Divine masculine, you've got to get to the point again. You got to move out of that body consciousness that your manhood and the material world is where the weight of everything is. We got to move into that energy of understanding that your light, where it is like the DM told me, what's really real is where the light, the enlightenment is, going to the spiritual side. Welcome to the, you said welcome to the dark side. Yeah. It's welcome to the light side. You know, this little light of mine, I won't let it shine. Because if you really would know, if you go ahead and go towards the light, that is where everything is, your abundance is. You know, I seen, I think Mr. Lightworker, and he was talking about that divine masculines, you got to get to the point that you are now knowing that you are worthy. Said that the divine feminines don't care about what shape you are. All they want to know is they understood, and are you rocking with them? You know, and that's true. It's really just that simple. They say he don't care if you broke, don't care about what your background is, don't care about all that extra stuff. When you get to that point that you say that you are worthy of love, and I done came through the fire and all this stuff that I done came through, and I'm tired, and I know with what I came through, I do deserve it. I ain't that damn bad. I done did some dirt. But God, by golly, I'm here on earth. I deserve love just like everybody else. What do it say? Was it nasty girls need love too? Something like that. I think one named something Fox. I could see her. You got to get to that point to understand that. When you get there, the point that you're worthy of love, you will be ready. Same thing with divine feminine, understanding that, according to him, he said, when you understand that you're worthy of love is when you stop looking at the masculine to be the supplier, like a drug addict. He's my supplier. Excuse me, like I got cocaine. I got a little love on my nose. Yeah. He's a supplier. He's supply. No, I can supply my own. I don't. Thank you. You know, but at the same time, understanding that when the divine masculine does show up, that we're not overly still in that mode to say I don't need you. Yes, I do. It's some things again that you're strong in, that I'm weak in, and that I can learn from. And I think that's half the problem. I know that was my problem when I met. I seen that now, where my part was. I was just, I don't need you. I got this. You know, I got it for the both of us. No, you got to do your part too. You know, and he has, and I seen that he has. Later on, I'm finished. Later on, I got 2 things that I am going to be features that I've been directed to do. I'm going to do almost like Oprah Winfrey's master's class, which is going to be, I call it the Raw, which I am going to reveal some things that I can't on YouTube, and I don't want to on YouTube because it's easy access, and I don't know, and I know if you will go on Vimeo to pay for it, that's $3 for that, for the master class, and some things where I reveal a little bit. So I think pretty much if I tell you the steps and the things that I have done to walk to get to this, because some of you all don't have any communications. I do have communications in this thing. And so, you know, what are the things that I have done to help me to kind of keep my sanity through this whole thing and still say, okay, I'm going to be a leader in it, as far as me being ahead of the curve. And I could give you some master class, some things, like she said, with that. So I'm going to be offering that on Vimeo. And then I'm also going to do, I got another one that has me, which is really good, the McNasty's cards, McNasty reading with a Kundalini twist. Really good because it's got you for those cards. When I started looking now, I was like, oh Lord, I feel like I got to touch myself on this here. So I will be offering that on Vimeo too. I'm going to do that as guided. I'm not going to be like the crack dealer and be dealing out and talk about every month I'm doing that. My setup and how I am, I'm not kind of like that where every day I do that, because sometimes I'm not like one of those world-class restaurants. Sometimes you go there and say, well, here, where up to the last menu you had last time? You know, I wanted that veal with the Merlot sauce and the with grits and the summer squash. You ain't got this time? Like they say, nope, we switched the menu. It's like, dang. So, you know, I wouldn't want them 5-star Michelin restaurants. They do that a lot of times. Like the menus is not the same. So again, I go with what is guided with me. And so right now, until they tell me, that's what I will be doing it, and I'll pump it out and tell you when I am going to do that. Please make sure that you be a part of my Divine Unisouls 11 community on the Wix app. Once this loads up, I'll put that down. If you can't, go back into my community tab to be a member of that, because that's got a lot of good stuff, free resources that I'm helping. If there's any questions about things maybe you've seen on videos or like the playground experience, they have also on the Divine Unisouls app place for you to add questions from any of the experts, Kathy D and April Williams. You have also me on there, and I got the Sunshine Circle. You have that as well. And if you have anything that Spirit has told you that you say, I don't want to put it on YouTube, I just want to tell just selective few, you can also share that. I have a space for you to be able to share what things has been told for the collective as well. You know, this is a community. We help out each other. I don't believe in the, you know, trying to corral the energies to go in a certain way. I've always been one that believed in delegating energies. You know, hey, if I'm weak in that, you know how to do chakra clearance, I have no problem in referring you to somebody else. If Spirit tells you X, Y, and Z on something and I missed it, I have no problem in saying, you know what, Benita said so and so and so and so, and that's a good thing. I forgot about that. I didn't think about it that way. So that's what community is, and that's what we're supposed to be moving into as in the new world, this Aquarian age, where we really relying on each other like a community, like it takes a village to raise a child, or it takes a village to really come together and pull our resources together to make a better place. All right, gotta hear Michael Jackson, heal the world, make it a better place for you and for me and the entire human race. Okay, and there are people dying, but we got to make sure that we're feeding them and making them ready for this new world, or new way, or new normal, as some people say, that we're getting ready to do. Okay, if you also want some support right now, where you're going through and say, I'm trying, I keep having conversations with myself, I can't get out that continuous loop, please do join the Sunshine Circle. That is, you can go to divineunisouls11.co. That's $11.11. We're doing that. I meet Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays on Zoom. We are growing, thank God. I had a number. I was like, I want 15, God. I was like, and this ain't no 15 people on here. So, I love for you all to come. I do a lot of free bonuses. I give readings. Spirit tell me to read. Like last time we met, I did readings for each one. We did a meditation. We do journaling. We listen to each person. If there's anything that you need, or a resource or whatever like that, we are here in the group and we share, we uplift, we stop and we pray. When somebody is going through something at that moment, we even extend it to, we are even having other family members come in on the Zoom, and we praying and saying how everything going with them. So it's an extension, just like sunshine. It starts from the center and it just rays of light just hits and beams everybody. And that is how it's supposed to be. And so it's just $11.11, and we're going all the way into June 5th, and then I'll see if God or source directs me to start up again and come up with something else. But right now we need to collectively come together. We're getting hit. We need somebody to come in there and say, no, you thinking wrong, change your story. I can't tell you how important that is, to have somebody there to kind of say, I'm going to check you, boo. You're kind of wrong on what you're thinking now. Let's go in a different direction. Okay, that's enough of me jibber jabbering on that one. I'm going to get into this next thing that's been directed to me. I'm going to do divine feminine with the divine masculine karmic. And then I'm going to do the divine masculine with the divine feminine karmic. Did I say it right? Because sometimes it sounds like I'm saying the same thing, but you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, as always, stay uplifted, stay motivated, stay ascended. Namaste, namago. Love you.